There are several reasons to update your website content regularly, and when I say update your website content, what I really mean is add more content to your website. There's a difference between going in and tweaking a couple of things on your page, maybe changing the copyright date once a year. That's not really updating, that's just keeping it fresh, but not really updating. What we're talking about is adding more pages of content, and they can be pages with videos on, or if you really want to get more indexed pages in Google, pages with words on, because Google index words a lot better than they index anything else. So website content can be as simple as a blog post. It can be a couple of hundred words, it can be 300 words, something like that. Not much less than that, not much less than a couple of hundred, because otherwise it's only just almost a news headline. And the first advantage of updating your website content is very simple. Google will crawl it more often. Their computer program doesn't like wasting resources, so they'll only crawl around websites according to how often they're updated. If it's got more information for them to index, they're happy about that. If it doesn't change in a month of Sundays, then they won't visit you as often. It's really that simple. So if you ever wondered why Google don't crawl around your website more often, it's probably because you're not adding new pages. It could be that you've upset them in some other way, but that's unlikely. So unless your website is only a replacement for a brochure that people only go to when you tell them to go to it, and if that's all you want, then okay, you don't need to update it. But if you actually want people to find you on the web and use you, you need to add more pages. And by adding new pages, potential visitors get more ways to find you. You might talk about things in a slightly different way. You'll probably phrase it differently because you're coming at it in a slightly different place, because your frame of mind will be slightly different today than it was yesterday or an hour ago. You've chosen a different word or phrase to write about. Probably single words are rarely worth writing because they're just too broad. And therefore, people search different ways. You know, if you've ever carried out a search in the same room as someone else and you both decided what subject you're going to do, chances are you'll both use different ways to actually search. You'll use different words, might be slightly different order, could be slightly different meanings, all sorts of different ways. And the more pages you've got, the more chances you have to catch people doing that. It's that simple. And it's not particularly an art. It's more of a science. And you just go on and you find, I've got other videos, just have a quick search for them, but you search in Google to work out where people are going, what they're looking at, what they're thinking about, or you search in Yahoo Answers or forums or anywhere else that people congregate, and write a page about it. If you're stuck, set yourself up a Google News alert. Do that, just type in Google Alerts, put in a broad subject, and then you'll get an alert as regularly as you want, but I'd suggest daily or weekly, and then just skim that and you'll get 2, 3, 4, 5 alerts. Pick one that you fancy and write a page of content about it. And the other plus point to having more content on your website is that your visitors have more to do when they reach your site. Think some of the really big sites, either a news site or something like Wikipedia, where it's got links off to everywhere, and interlinking your pages is good as well because it leads people around your site, helps them dig down for the answers they're wanting. If you're the person supplying that answer, good chance you'll get a sale out of it, because people are friendly like that most of the time, and they'll kind of reward you. They'll think, well, actually, yeah, they gave me something useful. I can buy it from anywhere, but they were the ones that gave me the useful information. They were the ones that made the final decision. They won't necessarily consciously think that, but they'll do it. So that's it. It really is. It's not rocket science at all. It's just keep adding pages to your site. How many? As many as you can. If you can only do one a month, then one a month's okay, but I'd go for a lot more than that. I'd go for at least one a week, and my personal target on my own websites is probably near enough every single day. Sounds scary, but build up to it and set aside the time, because it is actually part of your business, and it's one of the cheapest ways of marketing you can do, and one of the most effective, because we look for that kind of information nowadays. So add pages to your website regularly, because it's ultra important.